Hello, internet friends. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Happy Monday or unhappy Monday, I guess, depending on if you're a Monday person or not. It's kind of like if are you a morning person or not. Some people like Mondays, and some people hate Mondays, and some people like Fridays, and some people hate Fridays. Although it's really hard to hate a Friday unless you have a job where um, you know Fridays tend to run till the last minute. Usually that's not me though, so I like both Mondays and Fridays. It just Monday is hard to get back into the swing and remember what's going on. So anyway, um, what's going on now is I am dimpling the horizontal stabilizer skins, and I'm doing that using the DRDT2. And you'll see my technique here could use some improvement. In fact, in a future video, you'll see that I figured out what was going on. And we'll try a different technique. But for now, learning or building an airplane is a learning process, and part of learning is making mistakes and doing stupid stuff. So the skin does get dimpled, don't worry. It ends up being dimpled, but mistakes were made. Not expensive mistakes, so but definitely in terms of time and effort, right? We can improve. One of the things I noticed here is the amount of effort to actually properly dimple, and I don't think you'll see it in this video, it'll be in the next video, is a little significant to get a nice crisp dimple, and you have to use a significant amount of force, and it eventually my hand and the angle and the height just wasn't enough. So I had to put on a glove because it was starting to wear a hole in my hand. And no one wants a hole in their hand or a blister or whatever, but for now I just suffered through it. This is an interesting angle. I actually put the camera on top of the minivan, and things you do when you're building an airplane in your garage. Alright, let's see what else. Other news. It's motorcycle season. Cycle Gear catalog showed up. I already bought myself a new pair of riding boots. I needed to. My riding boots are probably about 10 years old, or the ones that I was using. And one of my friends told me about the boots that he wore and how comfortable they were, so I tried. I bought them and wore them for a day and thought, oh, this is nice. And you know what? Did I ever use them on a ride yet? I don't think I used them on a ride yet, so I will have to get the bike out and go use them on a ride. There's one thing that I gotta repair on my bike though. That there's a on the BMW 650 GS, there's a spring tensioner adjustment, and that has a bracket that it mounts to, and on the ride that I went on last year, the bracket broke. Luckily, it broke at the beginning of the ride, and I actually ended up stopping by my in-laws' house, and they gave me a strap so I could, one of the clamp straps that you ratchet on, and I was able to complete the ride that was going on. So this year, we're planning another ride in a few weeks, so that will be exciting. Anyway, while I'm watching this brought to mind the technique I'm using here. The idea was if I put a light underneath the skin, it would help me find the hole when I'm trying to line it up on the DRDT2. And this technique is functional, but the better technique, which you'll see in the next video, is to just try to put the DRDT2 at the same level as the table that you're dimpling on. So you'll see that technique in the next video. Unfortunately, I didn't figure that out until I was pretty much all the way done. And then someone on Van's forum pointed out to me that my dimples didn't look really crisp, and that's probably because I wasn't able to put enough force on the lever there. You can see I'm bending the lever towards the skin. That's not a good technique. So yeah, so I went through, and after this I re-dimpled them, and I adjusted the force on the lever there so I could apply even more force, and it got the dimples nice and crisp. Although I don't think I took a picture to show the difference. So you'll just have to trust me that more force is better, and if you look online, there's a example of when you look at the skin after you dimple it, if it looks like a circus mirror and all the reflection is all wavy, then you weren't applying enough force to the dimples. So you basically want it to look like a mirror finish, not wavy at all, and with just a perfect crisp dimple. So when you look at it that way, you can, it's pretty easy to tell if you've used enough force or not. Okay, well, I should probably go install the new bracket for the spring tensioner on my bike before I forget to do it and launch off on another ride. I'll be packing my bike to go on the trip and then be like, oh yeah, I need to install the bracket, which I basically need to remove the broken riv nut and install a new riv nut. So anyway, hope everyone has a great week, and I'll see you in the next video where we will be dimpling with a better method.